En la Plaza de Reyes, Black Sumenta, Soplón. Yeah. ¿Qué vas a saber? ¿Qué vas a saber tú? Oye, chibolito, faltóme. Pulpín de los pulpines, batería de Rapunzel, de rapeos, de raptos, de lagartos en cuartel. Cualquier la pega de cruel con un viejo coronel. Soy flujo, se me antojó dormirme en el laurel. Eleve mi level con un label y un Faber-Castell. Ya un papel, lo empape con sangre de todo aquel que se jura Nobel y no ve mis trenes en la riel. What's so man? ¿Por qué no sacan la tabua? Juro por mis aguas que no te hablo por las powers. Soy chinchado neto, búscame por pico sour y te voy a meter al centro loco como Beckenbauer. Escúchame atento mi bro, que estamos rompiéndole en pro. El negro de Plaza de Reyes como siempre rompe este micrófono. Que quiere meterle como yo pero no puede meterle taco bro. Si te pensaba que solo era un gallo, déjame decirle que se equivocó. Real motherfucker feeling on the street. Es el black shit, black sea mental de Plaza de Kings. Motherfucker, so bloom.
Nero Luigi, man, desempeño a la victoria para que sepa. Incas Mo, Money Gang Gang, yeah, yeah, Yo también he llorado, gente. También me han desplazado por mi rasgo afrodescendiente. Sí, un perro no habla pero siente. Cuento historias callejeras pa' barrios de delincuentes. Soy un perro que te ladra, que te muerde y que te huele, nene. Soy más que Lele, ustedes para mí son pelele. Con mi jauría todo el día en busca de los cheles. Tengo un perro en fiscalía que nos mueve los papeles y otro en la comisaría para evitar el susto. Muchas veces me han llevado por solo como luzco. Perdón, madre mía, si yo le causé un disgusto, pero en esta vía yo crecí rodeado de perros chuscos. Yo sé que me quieren ganar, yo sé que me quieren tumbar y no pasará porque soy de verdad. Está súper rafina la Dodo Style, metido en latina aprendiendo quizá. Yo tengo el style, no mido la raza del perro, yo mido por la lealtad y yo soy leal, yeah. La calle te enseña lo que no te enseña la universidad, yeah. Saliste ese peña aquí con una seña, te tiran para atrás, yeah. La calle limeña aquí nadie la tenía, ya nada es igual, yeah. Tiene que respetar, yeah. Tiene que respetar, yeah. La calle te enseña lo que no te enseña la universidad, yeah. Saliste ese peña aquí con una seña, te tiran para atrás, yeah. La calle limeña aquí nada le doy, ya nada es igual, yeah. Tiene que respetar, yeah. Si yo soy tu papá, yeah, yeah, yeah. Cinco Mob, negro, yeah. Cinco Mob, nigga, yeah. Nero Luigi, man, Incas Mob, yeah. It's Money Gang, 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 yeah.
Hey, yo. Yango en la maldita casa. Me llaman pa' que les dé al menos una vez al mes. Se metieron al lago y olvidaron que era el mes. For everybody bless. La fama es una puta, me está llamando a las 3. Dile que llame después de las 16 y 25. Volví de la infancia de Abraham Lincoln. Con fuerza ya inco, luchando para salir del rincón. Letra callejera en CD brinco. Under del under, puede que tu viejo te lo mande. Sale de vez en cuando como el cóndor por los Andes. Mi cuerpo no es de madera como Dandy. Antes que me branden, yo seré la ola que los expande. Aunque esto me pique en la madera, no sirven ni para romper el ticket de un evento afuera. Loco por la carrera, desafían la gravedad. Yo espero tras la barrera y llego con la novedad. Niña, tú solo espera que ya encontré la manera. He visto bastante por querer lograrlo saltando escalones dentro de la escalera. La vida me puso al depósito, yo soy de púlpito pa' que el mundo conociéramos. De esta parte mejor interprete que paro de esta cordillera. Sin luz afuera, que el espectáculo es dentro. La calle es mi templo, tiembla el pavimento. Cuando yo me concentro, mis disparos son temas. La calle un poema, se siente desde cuando entro. Y a toditos estos drogaditos que creen que rapean, los regreso al centro de mi balcón. Yo he visto el clown de clown en la misma gestión, pero a la malla no llega el balón. Y para esta pantalla no existe patrón. Yo ya me sé la cuestión y doy fe por cada renglón. Consciente de la operación del final de Mbappé con la edad de bufón. De Yango en la maldita casa, Plaza de Reyes, papá. El Nero Luigi, Black Mental, hip hop peruano, rasgo en la maldita base. Yao, yao, yao.
Copyright disclaimer. This content does not belong to Bible Chronicles or claim this intellectual property. The content provided today has and always will belong to the content owner. Bible Chronicles does not have any affiliation with the owner of this property. As mentioned, Bible Chronicles did not intend to make use of any material for the purpose of harvesting gain. However, Title 17 of United States copyright law states material and use can only be done when it's for theological or general educational purposes, and thus Bible Chronicles believes that this principal material falls under fair use, which honors protection under Section 107 of the same U.S. copyright law.
Isaiah chapter 58 and verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins.
Quiero pensar, pero no puedo, no. El ruido en la ciudad está consumiendo, wow. Quieren pensar, sin ni siquiera estar al mando. Tanta publicidad subliminal te está matando. Les cuesta decidir por sí mismos cuál es su mando. Publican sonrisas con el corazón llorando. Quieren brillar, pero sin tener que valerse de tener sus ideas propias. Los veo a todos igual, solo son la réplica de la imitación de una triste copia. Obedece, la vida es un suspiro y envejeces. Te dejas distraer por estupideces y pierdes el eje. Te duele por dentro, entonces te creces, pero aceptas mucho menos de lo que mereces. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que le di, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar, y solo así podrás brillar. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que le di, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar, y solo así podrás brillar. Conserva tu juicio y tu intuición, más activos que el que lucha por lo suyo y no se rinde. Yo ya sé bien cuál es mi misión, y es contarte que el mal por su propio pie pronto se extingue. Pero no caigas bajo su control, pues por la televisión es normal que mal lo pinte. Tú mantente firme en conexión con la fuente de creación, vivirás siempre de fin de. Dios abre los ojos, dime lo que ves. A tus propios hijos matándose por billetes. Niños por cada 2 por 3. Pa' unos es bendición, con otros por su causa pequen. Y yo que intento ser un ser crístico, voy bendiciendo hasta los diablos. Piensan que es cierto el mensaje típico, dicen que invento lo del engaño. Y mientras lucho contra mis errores, demonios escucho, me ofrecen soluciones. Pero sé que hay un ángel que quiere que mejore. Me dice haz un trabajo interno antes de que lo ignores, antes que otra vez llores y se llenen los mares de pena y de dolores, ya que en mi mente no caben. La paz no va en un sobre, somos algo importante. Nunca te revelaste y por eso no lo sabes. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que le di, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar, y solo así podrás brillar. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que le di, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar, y solo así podrás brillar. Me desperté tan cansado, me sentía mal herido de todo lo que he pasado. No me quita lo aprendido, por dentro me he perdonado, pero casi no me olvido. Me desperté tan cansado, me sentía mal herido de todo lo que he pasado. No me quita lo aprendido, por dentro me he perdonado, pero casi no me olvido.
repiten lo que dice el referente. Discursos vacíos lejos de ser coherentes. De lo que no sabes será mejor que no inventes. Que investigues y no te dejes lavar la mente.
¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que le di, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar y solo así podrás brillar. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que le di, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar y solo así podrás brillar.
Quiero pensar, pero no puedo, no. El ruido en la ciudad está consumiendo,
All right, okay. All right, give me a second here. Audio needs to get back on track. 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, okay. So, hey, Shalom family, Cuba, buenas tardes, man. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys had a good few days. For some reason, the camera is acting weird again. So, I would love it for not having to deal with that every single day. Well, whenever I'm on live, you know what I'm saying? So, just letting y'all know. So, anyways, got a lot today. Shalom, Kwam, Jeremias, buenos dias. I know it's not early, but you know what I mean. I like saying that. We got a lot today, fam. We got a lot to cover. Also, let me see, man. We should just get going because I want to cover. To be honest, this is like a heavy point, and because this is one of those months where, well, I mean, you guys can see it. You know what I'm saying? It's all over us. Every single day we deal with you that not just believe like in the scriptures, like, oh, 'cause somebody said so. No, man, because you actually saw it yourself, and you knew it within you, like, yeah, they seem to be fun, holidays, but once you knew that the Bible said don't, what our scriptures, our scrolls, I'm trying not to say Bible, said that, um, a lot of us put it away. It was harder for some other cases too, like some for Sabbath maybe. Some like to work almost a lot and having a day like Saturday maybe like those days where you have to work. Like maybe you sell, I don't know, something on the weekends. So I understand the heaviness that we're dealing with, family, which is why it's important to me, and that's why I'm like, man, there's a lot to share. It's like so much. I'm in. My mind is overwhelmed, to be honest with you. Okay, so I had a way to start this, and I'm just kind of go with the flow, man, because honestly, I really I want to share all this stuff, man. I wish, and how I wish it wouldn't have to be like online, fam. That this could be something where I could do, you know what I'm saying, and I could show y'all, because this is not a easy thing to walk over. These holidays are absolutely, positively the most demonish mystery religions that you can imagine. If you guys are interested in, let's say, conspiracy theory, right? Ustedes que les gustan esa desmadre. I'm not saying that I never built. I've kind of thought about it, but I never put all my, thought, spirit, energy into it, But I always kind of like wondered about these religions. Like, man, they're heavy. You know what I'm saying? They're heavy. Hey, QLIV, VTC, experto. You know how I like saying that, bro. So let me start off with this, family. Let me start off with this. Let me see if I can move this. See, it's weird, man. It does it sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't. So I have this book, and you guys have heard of it. It's the dictionary Bible, But the one I have is from like 1970, man. I've been blessed by our Father to have an opportunity to find these books, bro. Family, I'm telling you, man, this is really amazing for me, and I really appreciate it. So we're gonna talk about these things. Like, for example, I said, okay, the thumbnail. I want you to understand, and again, familia, I do this, and I'm not trying to destroy whatever quote quote faith you have. If it was a legitimate one, family, man, I'd be right with you. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not lying to y'all. But when I know in my mind, in my spirit, that something wasn't right, I had to share that. And again, for you that have tattoos of this Virgin Mary, Queen of Heaven, I get it. I get it. Your favorite Mongolian Canaanite, check it in. Oh, hey, there you go, bro. That's it, dude. There you go. What's up, bro? We got an inside joke, fam. So I don't want to offend you. Like, don't think I'm offending you. No, 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 no. I'm not offending you. Nor am I offending our history, our heritage. Nor am I offending our mothers. Because this is the way this religion captured our spirit. You see, they brought our mothers in and family in this whole thing. Because I'm gonna tell you this, fam. I'm gonna tell you this right now, fam. There's a movie called Hunger. Check it out. It's a foreign movie. It's about cooking. It's got a very strong message. You that are in scripture, you should watch it. There's also a newer movie called like a newer one from what's her name? The girl from let's see, what was that? Oh, man, what's her name? Okay, hold on. There was this movie. I don't know. Like, she was like a prostitute, and this doctor like dated her for one day. Next, like she became like his wife or something. Was it Woman in Red or something? I can't remember. Anyways, she came out. Yeah, they do fortune hunters. They came out with a movie just recently. Now, check this out. And by the way, all will be revealed. I did check out William Cooper. Okay, or Bill Cooper, whatever. And I saw the movie that you recommended, 2001, The Odyssey. It's very boring, by the way. But you guys have to watch it. If you don't fall asleep, good. There is a message behind it. What I find interesting is the way that movie started. He said, focus on the way the movie starts, because it starts like with this world, and you see this moon and the sun and da 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 and the crest. Well, guess what, fam? This movie that I just watched, other than Hunger, had the same exact thing. And everything in the next movie, and anything in this movie seemed like completely related to that other movie, 2001. So again, I'm not offending you. I need you to open your eyes, fam. Brothers and sisters, I need you to open your eyes, because what you love was given to you by our parents. Keep that in mind, okay? So we got to be mindful. Why and how come it's here? Why is it here? Regeneration is for real, fam, which means we've dealt with this before. So back in the day, they used to call these things goddesses called Astaroth, in case you've never heard of it. So this is from that book, okay? It says Astaroth or Astaroth, an ancient city in Bashan where King Og dwelt, probably so named from its having a temple to the goddess Ashtoreth. It is generally mentioned with Idri. And two were given to Machir, the tribe of Manasseh, when Moses divided the territory east of Jordan before death. You see those scriptures, okay? It was given to Joshua and Gershon. So now it's talking about there's a city, right? There's a city named Astaroth. So don't confuse them either. Okay? So now, let's continue. Then it says Astaroth. So Astarte. Astaroth is plural of Ashtoreth, name of any of the fertility goddesses of ancient Near East Babylonian Ishtar. We've heard of that. Greek and Canaan. Oh, damn it. Oh, dear Jesus. This is, let me see that real quick. The Mystery of Babylon series is 43 episodes. They talk about Christianity, Babylon roots. Yeah. I just got the first one. I got through the first one. So that's why when I got through the first one, I started watching the movie. So now, again, family, matter of fact, if you want to watch the movie, just watch like the beginning. It's weird because it's dark. The whole, like for 4 minutes, it's black, pitch black. So you're expecting something, right? You see, all of this is psychological triggering. And again, this new movie that I saw, what's her name? Oh, man, I gotta get this. Hold on a second, fam. New Netflix movies. Let's see. It says actress, and I cannot remember Netflix movies. End of world. Well, hold on a second. You guys got to see. Oh, here it goes right here. This movie right here. So this movie right here. This actress. So this movie. You guys got to watch this movie, family. Matter of fact, let's see if we can check out the trailer. All right. Hold on a second. Let me see if we can check out the trailer. See, leave the world behind. Everything to know about the apocalyptic thriller. Now, I find this very interesting, family, because the way this movie is moving and the way it ends, or at least there's a portion where the same thing in the Odyssey of 2001 that Bill Cooper talked about, they use the same imagery here. And Bill Cooper said that they were sending a message to each other at that time. Well, this movie basically means like how they're going to finish this whole thing. And family, while you're over here distracted with Christmas and all of these crazy things, right? With who? Astarte. The plural asterisk refers to many local goddesses. We're going back to the point. I don't think I want to show that trailer because then they'll try to block me. You guys check it out. Okay? So now we're going to look at some of these things here in the scriptures. Now it says here that, like Ashereth, I'm just kind of showing you because we're going to touch some of these scriptures. Okay? So Ashtoreth, the goddess of the Canaanites. Worshipped all along the seacoast from Ras Sham or whatever. So let me just try to pronounce it. Seacoast from Ras Shambra, Agarit, southward through Phoenicia and Philistia. The plural Astaroth is found commonly and refers to the idols representing her. Her male consort was apparently Baal. We're going to see that name. And these names are in the scriptures. They're in the scrolls. The prophet Samuel brought about a great revival, but before Israel could be saved from the Philistines, they had to give up Ashereth and turn to Jah. Well, that name also is wicked. Be careful. Let me see this real quick. I appreciate you guys timing in real quick, man. They had a Christmas parade, but my house, nothing but vanity. By my house, nothing but vanity. They closed down streets just for the stupid parade to worship the damn tree. And that, yeah, it was so crazy. They had the same thing. I'm sure you're not the only city, but we had the same thing. I'm not aware of these things anymore. And we happened to move. And all of a sudden, man, like, back home, I knew of the parade and I never bothered to see it. So, and it wasn't too close to my house. This time it wasn't not too close because I came to work and it was right on my work street. You know what I'm saying? Like, a commercial, like working area type, man. They closed the streets. They literally closed the streets. Now that's another point. Santa Claus and then crows, whatever. All of these things have history, and they're back at it again. So remember, I read this to y'all last time, family. Look, I don't want to lose your point here, okay? Because I'm gonna show you these pictures here right now, okay? Because I'm gonna again, I got a lot to show. But if you recall, I think it was this one, or was it this one? It was here, I think. It was here. Or was it? Which one was it? Let me see. Hold on, if I can remember. Let's see. If I recall, it had to be on this page. If it's not, I'm gonna go back real quick because I just remembered how. I think it's this one. Here goes. Keep this in mind, family. Keep this in mind, okay? So if you really pay attention to what it's actually telling us here, pay attention to this. It says here, Nimrod, the grandson of Ham. Here, I'm gonna go here. Nimrod, the grandson of Ham, son of Noah. We keep seeing these Phoenicia, Canaan, Ham, y'all relative to these particular religions, but you act like you're not. And now, again, remember, if you believe in the scriptures, then you'll know where these generations come from. If you don't believe in the scriptures, then that means you believe in science and you believe that the original man came out of Africa, which, based on the scriptures, it's not true. That's just a fact. Now, let's continue. Was the real founder of the Babylonian system that has gripped the world ever since. The system of organized competition. Now, point this back. Remember Nimrod? This whole religion concept of Christianity, most of them, they're all based on him. So now here, Nimrod represents religion, right? Follow me. Grandson of Ham, son of Noah, was the real founder of the Babylonian system, which included religion. What else came with that religion that had gripped the world ever since? Since the system of organized competition of man-ruled governments and empires based upon the competitive and profit-making economic system. That sounds to me like religion and capitalism. Capitalism and government, because it's telling you right here. Now, you guys already know this, family, and this is why I know I've talked to some of you brothers, man, and at least you went through the things that I went through. Because my wife at first, she was like, "Oh, family in the memory," but then when I started reminding her, do you remember how we go through a bunch of stress just to get to this day? We go through a lot of expenses. We plan ahead. We do these stupid midnight, runs like, "Oh, let's go hide the kids so they don't see." Supposedly eat the cookies with milk. We do all of this for 4 months. Matter of fact, all year we prep for this holiday. Tell me if I'm wrong. I'm not wrong, because you know why? I'm not wrong. Because the moment you start the new year, like for example, you guys that work for companies, you know this, I'm not lying. You start the new year and you hit new vacation time. Am I lying? When do you get to use it? Oh, it adds up, increments, right? And by the end of the year, you have, let's say, a week or 2 weeks, if they give you vacation time, correct? And how long does it take? 12 months. Your entire economic system that you live by, whether you like it or not, it's based on Nimrod's religion of, we're going to go through it right now. Now, of Christmas. You guys think this is a joke. This is not a joke. If you don't know what you believe in, if you don't know what you're worshiping, it's like, listen, family, you are playing with the Ouija board when you're dealing with Christmas facts. You want to know why? Because if Christmas said Ouija, and you had like a sense of like, I don't know, people had talked bad about it, then guess what? You won't do it. But because they made it so attractive, now you see Ouija boards as games now, making them more attractive. Because it's getting to that point. Tell me I'm lying. They have transgender people in churches now, teaching, dancing. The world's first capitalist society. Yep. Nimrod, bro. You got it right there, bro. You got it right there. For real, man. For real. The first world's capitalist society was Nimrod's society. In Nimrod's society, we're going to learn today that it was based on what? Let me read this. From ancient writings, considerable is learned of this man who started the great organized worldly apostasy from God that had dominated this world until now. Man, bro, for real. Nimrod was so evil. Let me read that again. Nimrod was so evil, it is said he married his own mother. Oh, dear Jesus. Whose name was Semiramis. Semiramis. Paganism plus capitalism equals USA. Hey, listen, I'm sorry, you that love this country, and I'm not against this country, so don't even go there. But I do have the right to say what is very obvious because you do read history. This whole country is based off history. Learn your history, don't they say? Learn your history. So I'm learning my history. And based on what I'm learning, because you also want to, blend religion as well. You say, God, bless America. I mean, don't you say that? Now you guys are talking about anti-Semitics and we shouldn't say these things. And I'm like, okay, well then now you're bringing up the topic of Semitics and religion. So then maybe let me use my history knowledge and share with y'all what I see. So Nimrod, the grandson of Ham, a relative of the Canaanites, yes, who a lot of you guys are of this country, okay? Son of Noah was the real founder of the Babylonian system, which is why we see things like this. Now, whenever I talk about particular, topics, family, I'm not pointing the finger. If it was someone that, matter of fact, it don't matter what you look like to me anymore. I don't give a shit. I never did. I care about now is that you came, you yes, with the curses, but then you went too far. Scriptures say it. Hold on a second. Let me bring this out. This is why it's important to know what you guys study and like I know some of y'all have been familiar with this. But this is that religion, Christianity. Okay? So when you say God bless America, that's Christianity. Evangelists, they vote heavily, don't they? God bless America, right? Okay. So I'm telling you that Nimrod's first system is just like yours. Paganism and capitalism to the fullest. And also crazy people. Check it.
Your engine's not revving up. You know what you need? Your engine is not revving up. You know what you need? You need a Holy Ghost.
See what I mean, family? Hey, and for example, Good Friday. Where do you see Good Friday in the scriptures? So again, we are once again back to ancient Babylon. Now, for you guys that don't believe that, well, I'm not here to convince you. Yeah, man, there are. Honestly, bro, it's true. Let me see. Hold on, let me get some scriptures real quick, man, because I had some in mind. So, well, it's not only in mind, but shoot, I got a few here. All right, let me see this real quick. Go back here to Ezekiel real quick. Hold on. I'm just playing some football in the background, family, just to kind of have a background sound, okay? Let's see. Ezekiel. Hold on, let me turn it down, dude. Give me a second. Let me change it because that's kind of bothering me now. Give me a second. Momento. Momento, man. Look, now they're playing this holiday. See, they make it all look forward, like family, food, sitting together, a sweet song. They got you all trapped. They got you all trapped, man. Wrapped up like un burrito. Güey. All wrapped up in a taco. Think about it, family. Has anybody ever been able to answer you this question? If they're so Christian, why are they so corrupt? If they're so Christian, how do you sell arms to Israel? $100 million sale to Israel to kill more people. Maritime laws that Phoenicians started and later adopted by Rome. Yes, sir. Those architectures is everywhere, not just America. I know, bro. I know. They don't give them enough credit, bro. They don't give them enough credit. But they themselves, matter of fact, they themselves have exposed themselves. And I'll touch on it in a little bit because, like I said, I have a lot to share. I don't want to make it seem like only particular people, but you know what? Both of these nations contributed to this problem, family. It wasn't just one. It was not just one. Those are just facts. This is their system. This is what they thrive in. This is what they believe in. He organized the world's first kingdom, he says. So now, excuse me, let me read it again. For many ancient writings, considerable is learned of this man who started the great organized worldly apostasy from God that has dominated this world until now. Nimrod was so evil, it is said he married his own mother, whose name was Semiramis. After Nimrod's ultimate death, his so-called mother-wife, Semiramis, propagated the evil doctrine of the survival of Nimrod as a spirit being. Follow me. She claimed a full-grown evergreen tree sprang overnight from a dead tree stump, which symbolized the springing forth unto new life out of dead Nimrod. On each anniversary of his birth, she claimed Nimrod would visit the evergreen tree and leaves gifts upon it. December 25th was the birthday of Nimrod. This is the real origin of the Christmas tree.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Not only that, check this out. Through her scheming and designing, right here, Semiramis became the Babylonian queen of heaven. Now, how do you say queen of heaven? Queen of heaven, for you guys, in case you don't know, in Spanish. I mean, I don't know. I'm just being real stupid, but I don't understand why you guys don't see this. Queen of heaven means reina de los cielos. Okay? Now, I'm going to do a very simple Google. Look, I'm not even trying, family. Come on. It's time. Look, here it goes. Okay. No. Before I do that, I want to bring this out, man. Okay. 1 Corinthians 13:11, man. Because it's about time we start waking the hell up. It's about time we start talking like adults, family. Okay? Because we have enough technology, enough information to simply do what I'm doing. And I'm not misguiding you or misleading you into believing anything. Again, if this was legitimate belief in our scriptures, I would be pushing it hardcore. But it's not. It's not. So while my family, you guys are sinning, guess what? We're still here. Those are facts. Those are facts. Look, when I was a child, listen, when I was a child, I spake as a child. Yes, you're right. My mom taught me. I didn't know any better. You know what I'm saying? I understood as a child. Okay, mijito, este 25 de diciembre va a ser el día del niño Dios. Right? Okay, fine. I thought as a child, okay, mamá, pues voy a seguir celebrándolo. But when I became a man, meaning when you have now this understanding, I put away childish things. For example, for now we see through a glass darkly. So let's say before I didn't see it clearly. But I'm like, wait, hold on. I'm trying to see these clarities here. How does this relate to that? How come we and when no when I never knew that the Virgen Maria was painted by the Tarascanos, a very famous tribe of ours who were very, 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 very talented when it came to pottery, painting, all sorts of things like that. I know because I looked into it. I wanted to know how come I was so good at pottery or sculpting. I'm from Guadalajara. I was wondering. So again, when I became a man, I put away childish things. I started seeing, hey, okay, well, damn, I didn't know. Oh, wow, wait, hold on. So it's not, so they never saw this image? Wait, hold on a second. So you're telling me that the Queen of Heaven is in the Bible, in the scriptures? Yeah. And it says not to worship that? Yeah. Okay. So for example, when I became a man, I put away childish things. So if I show you, brother or sister, and I say to you, listen, the scriptures say don't do what don't do what they do, because the scriptures say don't do what the people do, because you know what they do? They seem to be doing the same thing the Bible says, the scriptures say not to do. They go and cut a tree, they deck it with silver and gold. It's like, what? For real? Jeremiah 10:2. Thus say the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathens are dismayed at them. For the custom of the people are vain, for one cutteth a tree out of the forest. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest. But the custom of the people are vain. Why? How? How are they vain? Because they go and cut a tree out of the forest, a dead tree, a tree that has nothing to do with the Most High. The work of the hands of the workman with the axe. Okay, that's how they do it. Then after that, this vain culture of theirs, they go and bring it to their home and they deck it with silver and gold. But before they do that, verse 5, they are upright as a palm tree, but they speak not. They must needs be born because they cannot go. Why? Because here's verse 4. Let me skip something. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. Once they axe it out, bring it in your house, they hammer it down, it stands up straight, then they go and they deck it with silver and with gold. The Most High said, learn not the way of the heathen. So you that was a child saw darkly, okay? So let's go back now. Let's kind of bring you back to the point here. You saw darkly, right? Oh, what is that? 11, 13, 11. No, 13. I'm sorry. You saw darkly. It says, when I was, I'm sorry, 1 Corinthians 13, 11. Let me slow down. 1 Corinthians 13, 11. When I was a child, I spake as a child. So when you were taught these things as a child, that's all you knew. I understand. I get it. Fine. Your mom taught you that? The Virgen Maria was in front of your room all the time. I get it. I get it, family. I totally do. I didn't grow up exactly like that, but my mom had, Jesus all over. I spake as a child. So when I was taught those things, I celebrated it too, right? I was looking forward to Christmas, all these things, of course. I understood as a child because that's all I knew. I thought as a child, because even as a man, 20, 30, celebrating these things, not knowing any better, like a child, because that's all I knew, I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. Which one is it? Give me a second, family. I'm gonna look for something real quick. Sorry to do this for y'all, but I'm gonna show you something. Became a man. Question is, hold on. Give me a second. Give me a second. Let me see. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm gonna go through this real quick. Hold on. Give me a second. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna be right there. Hold on. I'm looking for it still. Hold on a second, family. Oh man, I wish I would have wrote that down. I guess I didn't, and it's been a while since I touched the scripture. And I know that it's in First Kings. I just cannot remember exactly which one. Hold on, maybe it's here. And forgive me, just be patient with me. Come on, bro. If not, I'm just gonna continue. I don't want to lose my point. If not, I'm gonna continue. Hold on. Yeah, it's cool. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. So now that you know as an adult and you're learning as an adult, and it's kind of hard, I ain't gonna lie, to put away these things, right? But see, when I Google this, Queen of Heaven, Reina de los Cielos, copy paste, I'm not doing much, right? Going back to my point. Look at this. I'm not trying, family. Absolutely not trying. You saw what I did. Queen of Heaven, Babylonian Semiramis. Then I went to translations of Queen of Heaven. What does it mean? Reina del Cielo. Then it said, okay, well, what is that? Then it said this. I'm not forcing these thoughts upon you, fam. Look at how they worship this Queen of Heaven. This is a holiday coming up right now for our gente. 170 something shares. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this, fam. See this? I'm not kidding. Okay. This is real stuff. You see, look, the Virgin Mary appeared in front of Diego again and told him to collect flowers on top of the hill. But see, look, check this out. Isn't it funny? Look, you see, now we're connecting the dots, family. Because look, I showed you guys the book the other day, and it's dated around 1531, right? Remember the Sumarraga, right? Also Miguel Sanchez, the writer, right? And then Bustamante, right? The bishop. Okay. Juan Diego was a young indigenous Indian who was walking towards the hill of Tepeyac on December 12, 1531, when he was stopped by an appearance of the Virgin Mary. Really? Really? According to Diego, the Virgin Mary was a young woman with black hair, dark skin, who looked like a woman in his community. That's Fatima. And these people were Swati. Don't think they were all white. She ordered Don Diego to go to Bishop and ask him to build a church at the hill of Tepeyac. Diego then ran to the bishop to tell him the Virgin Mary told him. The bishop did not believe Diego at first and disregarded his request to build a church at the hill of Tepeyac. The Virgin Mary appeared in front of Diego again and told him to collect flowers from the top of this hill. You see, but we read that the Tarascanos were very popular in collecting flowers and making, colors out of flowers and making things or pictures out of flowers, right? Okay. Since it was December, Diego knew that there would not be any flower at the rocky hill. Upon reaching the top of the hill, he was surprised to see that it was covered with beautiful, colorful flowers. He remembered what he was asked to do and collected the flowers in his coat. Blah, 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 blah. Boy, hold on. With the flowers in his hand, he went to see the bishop. So who's this bishop? We read about him, didn't we, family? So again, when I was a child, speak as a child. I thought as a child. That's all I knew as a child. So now, and let's go again. Through her scheming and designing, Semiramis became the Babylonian Queen of Heaven, and Nimrod under various names, okay? Became the divine son of heaven. Whoa. Okay. Through the generations, in this idolatrous worship, Nimrod became the false Messiah, son of Baal, son of God. Whoa. Watch this real quick. Numbers 22:41 says, and it came to pass in the morrow that Balak took Balaam and brought him up into the high places of Baal, that thence he might be the uttermost parts of the people. So who's this Baal? Sent to Balaam. Check this out. Judges 2:13. Judges 2:12, it says, and they forsook the Lord of their fathers, which brought them out of the land of Egypt, and followed other gods, of the gods of the people that were round about them, and bowed themselves unto them, and provoked the Lord to anger. And they forsook the Lord, and served Baal and Ashtaroth. Man, come on, family. Come on. Come on, family. I'm not cheering this. I'm sounding the alarm. This is sounding the alarm. Why? And the anger of the Lord was hot, meaning he was pissed the hell off. Not only does it do you a favor to get you out of slavery, you go and slap him in the face. The Pope hangs a picture of Black Madonna holding a baby. Yep. Fatima is what her name is. Fatima. So we see these two characters in the Bible. Judges 2:11. And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord and served Baalim. He goes by different names. Judges 3:7. And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord and forgot the Lord their God and served Baalim and the groves. The groves? What do you mean the groves? So let's start tackling this one at a time here. So Baal, so you'll see the same as Baal, a Phoenician deity. Gotcha, bitch. It ain't just white people, family. Okay, stop it. Y'all are dumb if you think that's what it is. Astaroth, the name of the Sidonian deity. Gotcha, how come you guys don't embrace this history? You sure as hell want to embrace everything else, but this, you don't want to embrace it. I don't understand why. Let's not forget this topic. I'm gonna show you guys. This is part of my list here. Let me show it now because I don't want to forget. All right. Let me see.
Many of those who early on helped to formulate what is modern day Christianity in Greece and Rome were also many of those who early on helped to formulate what is modern day Christianity in Greece and Rome were also African.
When you look at Christianity, you're dealing with the Amen priesthood that's coming directly out of ancient Kemet. You're dealing with the rites and rituals.
Okay.
A ver, que alguien me explique.
IUIC, GMS, Sakari, and I think ISUPK. I don't want to say, again, I haven't seen them. I don't really know. You guys can confirm whether they believe this or not. But you all believe that you ruled Europe. And you always show these pictures of these people, but you try to hide this image here. Yet it's part of those other images that you show. Some of them are on the same wall. You just don't show it. And then you want to claim and say that these people from another nation that you never knew gave you another religion that you never knew? That your fathers never knew either? It makes no sense. You are admitting it here. So let's continue where the origins of these things come from. This ain't no hate talk, fam. This is real talk. Don't just point the finger at one particular people. It's not. It's not. But if you guys still believe that, oh, well, we're not like them. Well, you're doing what they do. Oh, I'm not religious. Well, you're doing what religion does. I celebrate Christmas, but those are facts. You're just a Christian too. Let's continue.
You're dealing with the rites and rituals of Osiris.
Not only a Christian, bro. You're basically you're celebrating African heritage here. Christianity is African heritage. Those are facts. Tell me if I'm wrong. Where's ASTARTE come from? Where's ASTARTE come from? The deities. They're deities. There wasn't no one else's deities. Let's continue.
You're dealing with the rites and rituals of Osiris, the passions of Osiris, the idea of the resurrection of the dead and his son coming forward, Heru, as his living testament to his life. Aset, who the Greeks call Isis, is the essence of who Mary is. Nebetet, who is her sister, is who Mary Magdalene is. So that when you look at Christianity, I mean, even when you look at the word Chris or Charas, you're dealing with Chares. Cha means spirit and res means to rise. The Romans learned the passion of Osiris through the Greek. And the Greeks learned it through the Kemites or the Africans from Egypt. So that it was just a retelling of the same story, superimposing things that they thought they knew. And that becomes what we today call...
Okay. So, am I wrong when I share this with y'all and show you Astaroth, the name of Sidonian deities, Baal, the name of a Phoenician deity? Sidonian and Phoenicia, all those religions are out of the lineage of Ham. Get that right, okay? Don't forget that. Now we're going to touch on who's this Baalim here. The same as Baal. Oh, okay. So they're not too far off. Nah, so let's go back, right? We got other things to talk. You got Judges 10:6. And the children of Israel did evil against the sight of the Lord and served Baalim and Astaroth and the gods of Syria and the gods of Sidon, another god, huh? And other gods. And the gods of Moab, yes, like Buddha, Christ, all of those. Don't think like, what is that? The monk stuff, what they believe in? I think Buddha maybe. And the gods of the children of Ammon and the gods of Philistines. So even the Philistines had separate gods from Baalim and Asherah. And forsook the Lord and served not him. Samuel says the same thing. Astaroth shows up again. First Kings says it again. She shows up again. You see how this is just continuing. Zidonians are always part of it. For some reason, again, you want the credit? I'll give you the credit. What was that? It's always a trinity, yet the Christian trinity is different somehow. Yep, it's always a man, woman, God connection. Androgynous, that's right. It's no coincidence you see this transform popping up. Yep. No coincidence that we see that it's okay now. Society, the system, supposedly science now can even make you into a woman. That's what they say. I don't know. I've never tried. Check this out. 2 Kings 23:13. And the high places that was before Jerusalem or Jerusalem, right? Not Ouida. That's dumb. Which were on the right hand of the Mount of Corruption, which Solomon, the king of Israel, had built for Asheroth, the abomination of the Zidonians. Oh, so now we see a connection. And for Chemosh, the abomination of the Moabites. And for Milcom, the abomination of the children of Ammon, did the king defile. All because of women. Some of you guys are still not wanting to keep Christmas because you know it's wrong, but because of your wife, you don't want to say no. Because of women. I'm not wrong. For though there be, let's see, let me see. Let me just read it, okay? 1 Corinthians 8:5, it says, "For though there be that are called gods, whether heaven or in the earth, as there be gods many and lords many." I'm not going to go into that. I'm not even really considering that topic. Okay, here it goes. 1 Corinthians 10:20, it says, "But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils and not to God. And I would not that ye should have fellowship with the devil." Hey, shalom, Rick. Sorry, brother. I don't know. I didn't see you. Did I see you, man? I didn't even realize it. I think I did see you, bro, and I just didn't even realize it. My bad, bro. My bad. I mean, you see example after example dealings and dealings of these heathenish ways. Even Jeremiah talks about it, Jeremiah 32:35. And they built high places of Baal. Oh, interesting, right? High places. High places. Hosea 2:8. For she did not know that I gave her corn, wine, and oil, and multiplied her silver and gold, which they prepared for Baal. Silver and gold, silver and gold. You know, oil to burn at night, like a lamp, like a lamp. Wine and corn. Why? Because now they even have I'll show you, man. I'm gonna show you, family. I was tripping out. It blew my mind, man. I mean, not really, but where I think I did take a picture of it. I should have. They were promoting Christmas dinner, I think, or Thanksgiving. No, Christmas dinner. That's right. Here it goes. They're promoting Christmas dinner, right? Family, if you continue, you're just part of this beast. Look, they're promoting Christmas dinner, but check this out. They got what now? They got classic meal, a whole organic turkey, right? Or you can go tamale meal for Christmas. They got tamales now.
Who are you?
See, Raza, you are part of a religious system that wants you to spend money. That's the only way you keep this beast alive. The only way. So let me move on from this now and go back to this here. I won't forget you. There's a lot, again, family, there's a lot to share. So now it says here, through the generations in this idolatrous worship, Nimrod became the false Messiah, son of Baal, the son of God, or the sun god. In his false Babylonian system, the mother child, Jesus, el niño Dios, el niñocito Dios, Semiramis and Nimrod, reborn, oh damn, became chief objects of worship. This worship of mother child spread over the world. The names varied in different countries and languages. In Egypt, it was Isis or Osiris. In Asia, Cybele and Dioias. In pagan Rome, Fortuna and Jupiter pure. Even in Greece, China, Japan, Tibet is to be found the counterpart of Madonna long before the birth of the Anointed. Thus, during the 4th and 5th century, when the pagans of Roman world were accepting the new popular Christianity by hundreds and thousands, carrying their old pagan customs and beliefs along with them, merely cloaking them with Christian sounds names, the Madonna and the mother and child idea also became popularized, especially at Christmas time. Every Christmas season, you'll hear sung and chanting dozens of times in hymns, silent night. Oh, wait. Every Christmas season, you'll hear a song and chanted dozens of times the hymn, Silent Night, Holy Night, with this familiar mother and child theme. We who have been born in such a Babylonian world, reared and steeped in these things all our lives, have been taught to revere these things as holy and sacred. Very true. We never question to see where they come from, right? Whether they come from the scrolls or from pagan idolatry. So now let me go back to here real quick. No, let me finish this on the bottom. Hold on. You know what? I could get it like that. Let me see if I can do this. So it says here on the bottom, I can't. Oh well. It says in the bottom, the real origin of Christmas goes back to ancient Babylon. It is bound up in the organized apostasy which Satan has gripped a deceived world these many centuries. In Egypt, it was always believed that the son of Isis, Egyptian queen for Queen of Heaven, Egyptian name for Queen of Heaven, was born December 25th. Paganism celebrated this famous birthday for most of the known years for centuries, the birth of Christ. Okay? Now, again, We talked about mistletoe and all these things, but no, hold on. But we're like, let's not let go of this just yet, because we're in this whole concept of the Virgin Mary and the Immaculate Conception, because that's what they say. That's what they say. So now, remember December 25th, okay? Now, there was a time where the Virgin Mary, so called, was celebrated in September. Now, I pondered about that for quite some time. And my understanding at one time was that the Messiah might have been born in around Passover. I showed you guys in Luke 2. But the other day, I had this brother that I connect with on Facebook, and he posted something interesting, and he said that he believed the Messiah was born in September. This was after all of this, okay? This was way before this. I was like, oh, wow, okay. I didn't say, hey, well, I just like, okay, let me dig into that. I wonder why. He did give no, he didn't give scripture. He just said it. I think this brother's well studied, right? So I just kind of went, okay, let me kind of sit on this for a second. I understand now how the spirit works. The Most High allows you to sit on those thoughts. It's like something's coming. The moment you notice something, it's discerning now. It's like, oh, okay, something's coming. So I asked for answers. Okay. Well, guess what? There's a reason why the Virgin Mary was celebrated in September before. But it was celebrated for other reasons. They just didn't tell you. Let me show you this. When was Jesus born? Jesus. Now, when I say this and I make fun of that name family, I'm not talking about our anointed, the Mashiach. Okay, I'm not talking about him. Because remember, I'll show you this scripture real quick. Let me take this off. You have to understand that. You have to understand this real quick. Okay. 2 Corinthians 2:11, it says, 2 Corinthians 11:14. It says, and no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Now you wonder, what do you mean by that? Therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness. You guys know what is the light, correct? Does anybody know what the light is? Anyone? Shalom, man. Shalom, brother. Anybody know what the light is based on what the scripture says? Anyone? Okay, that's fine. Isaiah 8:20 says, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. Wait a minute. So then you're telling me that no marvel, 2 Corinthians 11:14, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. What? Now, hold on a second. You guys need to pay attention. Hold on. I'm sounding the alarm now. Because this means that just because you pick up the book doesn't mean you actually are following the light of the Most High. So now you have to understand that it is imperative, important. Like I'm telling you, family, es importante, guys, that you guys study thoroughly. The first thing you need to do is let go of these pagan holidays. That's the first thing. That's the first step. Like, for example, whenever arguing with Paul about the Gentiles, they're arguing with Paul about the what was it about that conversation, man? I think it's Acts. It was with Peter and Peter and Barnabas. Hold on a second. No, Paul and Barnabas, right? Hold on a second. Let's see. Is it third of the boat jar? Okay, let's see. I think it's here. Hold on. Let me go here. I'm trying to set up a point here. Hold on a second. Calmados, güeyes. Calmados. Acts 13. Right. So it says here, let's see, religious minister, they want false prophets, also John, and what they gonna do, the papos. I'm trying to look for the scripture here. Apostles, old church, and certain men, their own company, and wants to keep silence. Oh no, it's 15. My bad. All right, so it says here. So check this out, family. Okay, Acts 15:1. It says, "And a certain man which came from Judea taught the brethren and said, Except ye be circumcised after the manner of Moses, ye cannot be saved." So, meaning that if they weren't circumcised at 8 years, at 8 days old, they couldn't be saved. That's one. And then if they were going to circumcise, they would have to do it. Now, when therefore Paul and Barnabas had no small dissension and disputation with them, they determined that Paul and Barnabas and certain of other of them should go up to Jerusalem unto the apostles and elders about his question. And being brought to their way by the church, they passed through Phoenice and Samaria, declaring the conversation of the Gentiles. They caused great joy unto all the brethren. Okay? Don't get lost. And when they were come to Jerusalem, they were received of the church and of the apostles and elders, and they declared all the things that God had done with them. But there arose certain of the sect of the Pharisees which believed, saying that it was needful to circumcise them, and to command them to keep the law of Moses, the sacrificial, everything, back to the way of how they were, back to the old order, because they did not want to embrace the everything except the sacrificial. They wanted to keep the old way. That was it. Like sacrificial law, circumcision 8 days, all of that stuff. And the apostles and elders came together to consider this matter. I'm getting to my point, fam. I'm trying to give you a story here. And when they had been much disputing, Peter rose up and said unto them, Men and brethren, you know how that a good while God made choice among us, that the Gentiles by my mouth should hear the word of the gospel and believe. And God, which knoweth the hearts, bare them witness and gave them the Holy Ghost, even as he did unto us, and put no difference between us and them, purifying their hearts by faith. Now here, check this out. Remember, he said faith, but hold on. Now therefore, why tempt ye God to put a yoke upon the neck of disciples, which neither our fathers nor we were able to bear? So it says here, let me skip here. So what these guys were actually explaining was, instead, why don't we explain why? Here's what they're going to go to, okay? Let me just get to it real quick. Hold on, where are you at? So it says right here. Okay, so now verse 15:27. Okay, Acts 15:27. We have sent there, therefore. No, let me go back. 15:24. So now Paul and Barnabas and Peter now explaining. Listen, why put them through that yoke? They're just for the beginning, like starting to understand. They're starting to actually understand what we're teaching. They've been in idolatry all this time, all their lives. Like you guys are coming out of Christianity all this time. You've been in this idolatrous thought all this time. It's not going to be overnight, family. You're not going to let this go overnight. So there's particular steps that you have to take, which is why you were given the grace, meaning grace period. Kind of like when your bills are due, like some of my bills are really due right now, right? So I got to pay them. They give you a grace period. So it says here, we have sent therefore Judas and Silas, verse 27, who shall also tell you the same thing. Oh, no, I'm sorry, I skipped. Yes, this is verse 24, my bad. For as much as we have heard that certain which went out from us have troubled you with words, subverting your souls, saying you must be circumcised and keep the law, to whom we gave no such commandment. It seems good unto us, being assembled with one accord, to send chosen men unto you with our beloved Barnabas and Paul, men that have hazarded their lives for the name of our Lord, the Messiah. We have sent therefore Judas and Silas, who shall also tell you the same things by mouth. Right? Then it says here, for it seemed good to the Holy Ghost, it seemed good because of the grace unto us to lay upon you no greater burden than these necessary things. Here's a list of things. No greater burden right now. right now that ye abstain from meats offered to idols, and from blood, and from things strangled, and from fornication, from which if ye keep yourselves, ye shall do well, fare ye well. You see? So the first things that we got to start doing is not keeping those paganist ways. Bruh. That's the first thing you got to do. Those are the first things you got to do, family. If you keep reading this chapter, I think in this one, I think it's this chapter or maybe the 123, 24, because I was reading it last night. I wasn't taking notes. I was just reading, family. And I think and there's one where it talks about like people brought in a bunch of books and they just burned them, right? A bunch of books when they converted. Let me see if I can find them. And when they gathered all the price of the books, it was like a lot of money. Watch. Let's see if I can find it. Hold on. Yeah. Here it goes right here. Right? It says, Acts 19:18, and many that believed came and confessed and showed their deeds. Many of them also, which used curious arts, brought their books together. Curious arts? What the hell? Meaning idolatry, family. Meaning idolatry. Used idolatry. Magical arts, in which the sense word like studied magic. You know, astrology, charms, incantations. Padre nuestro que estás en el cielo, santificado sea tu nombre. All of that stuff, rosaries. It's not a joke, family. Look. And check this out. And they burned them before all men. And they counted the price of them and found it 50,000 pieces of silver. Man, that's crazy. Daniel 2:2, and then the king's commanded to call the magicians and the astrologers and the sorcerers and the Chaldean for to show the kings his dreams. That's how they used to supposedly break down prophecy, fam. Enchantments, witchcraft, idolatry, all the things that you're not supposed to do. It's literally what we've been doing for quite some time. I'll just skip it. Let's go back. So now, why am I bringing up September and Christmas? Here's why. Because it all makes sense now. We are approaching the time of the year when the world celebrates the supposed birth of Jesus Christ. The jingles on the radio. Jingle bells, Batman spells, Robin laid an egg. And television invade our sanity earlier every year. Man, it's not. Oh, man, that is so true, family. That is so freaking true, man. The jingles on the radio and television invade our sanity earlier every year, and the decorations now go up before Halloween. Very true. Everywhere we go, Christmas cheer is inescapable, man. Deck the halls of South Valley, fa-la-la-la-la, fa-la-la-la, right? That's what we go through. For most of us, this is a season we struggle through, wishing it would rush by and be over. That's actually really true, fam. That's actually really true, you know. See if I can find it. And it's just sad because a lot of times, not hardly any of us have any money to match it. You end up trying to fit in with the Joneses. You got people that make obviously these images for us, you know. So, like it says here, for most of us, because most people are broke, this is a season we struggle through. Nimrod needed religion and an economic system, like a capitalist system, to rule his government. Are you guys not seeing this? Satan's ministers are the Christian preachers throwing those magic signs, casting spells, BHIs too. For most of us, this is a season we struggle through, wishing it would rush by and be over. Isaiah 40:19 says, the workman melted a graven image, and the goldsmith spread it over with gold and cast it silver chains. Right? Fake. Now, it says, he that is so impoverished, that he had no oblation, meaning no offering, chooseth a tree that will not rot, meaning out of plastic, fam. That's how broke y'all are. You're so broke. You're so broke, you can't even really buy a real tree. Can't really buy any nice gifts. You'll choose a tree that won't rot. Why? Because it's fake. It's not even wood anymore. Now you guys catch yourselves buying these plastic trees all the time. But you're so broke. You want to please your wife, you want to please your kids because of the economic system. You're not seeing this trap. This is nothing spiritual. There's nothing spiritual good about these things, family. Yet it is the only reason. Yet it is also a season that requires us to be on our guard. Since we in the Church of God do not celebrate Christmas, you see, family, we ain't the only ones. We often stick out in the crowd. Such a difference piques the curiosity of some, and they may ask, why do we not keep it? We respond, Christ was not born on December 25th. Can we prove it? That's the question. Can we prove it? So let's continue. When this subject, when this subject is broad, many Protestants and Catholics become quite emotional, often becoming firmly entrenched concerning December 25th, in spite of the fact many simply enjoy the season and enjoy and feel. That's what it's all about. Learn not the way of the heathen, because the customs are vain. Vanity. What is vanity? What is vanity? I'm not dumb, family. I'm just looking this up. You know, some of y'all just need to stop being so uptight about I'm too smart. I don't want to look up words. Yeah, you're not too smart for that, okay? Stop it. Get off your horse. Learn some words for damn sakes. Excessive pride in or admiration of one's own appearance or achievements. A dressing table. Remember, I tell you guys are like trees, right? Learn not the way of the heathen, because they deck themselves with silver and gold. They don't work on themselves on the inside, family. They're all about vanity. It's all about vanity. Everything about is inflated pride in oneself. Birthdays is inflated pride in oneself. Something empty, because it's my birthday. It's me. It's Christmas. It's because my kids. It's my wife. Oh, because it's my kids. No, it's because you want to feel good. Or you have an inflated pride. And this is the perfect holiday to keep you there. Many simply enjoy the season and feel that the actual day of Christ's birth is irrelevant. Biblical and historical scholars are equally divided over this question as well. Christmas, however, is founded on the premises that Jesus was born on the 25th. And a person who is truly striving to follow the scriptures will see that the celebration of the Christmas is based upon a falsehood. And you know what, family? I think they might be right. But again, I'm going to dig into this. Again, I'm going to dig into it. Nobody really knows, but it doesn't really matter. It's not about the birth. It's just about not celebrating that damn holiday. Check this out. Clues on Luke, and he makes perfect sense. On the surface, the account of Mark and Luke reveal little about the time of Jesus' birth. No dates are given, no season in the year is named. As well as regarded historians, Luke, however, provides a sound, orderly account of the events that remove any doubt as to the general time of Jesus' birth. All the clues are there, and all that is required is to dig them out and put them in order to discover the truth. Very true, family. In a long section covering Luke 1:5 through 2:8, okay, there was in the days of Herod, the king of Judea, a certain priest named Zacharias. He was the son of John the Baptist, okay? It says, Luke writes of a specific series of events in chronological order. He begins by telling the story of Zacharias, a priest, and his wife Elizabeth, who were childless. Pay attention, you Christians. While administering his priestly duties during the course of Abijah, or Abijah, Zacharias was visited by the angel Gabriel, the same one that visited the Messiah. Mary, who told him that his prayers had been answered and that he and Elizabeth would have a son. They were to name him John. Now, we don't get the same story when you read Matthew 1. You just hear that an angel came to Mary. Here, he's telling Zacharias, hey, the same thing. Hey, listen, you're going to have a child. So check this out, though. Because Zacharias doubted that this would happen, Gabriel informed him that he would not be able to speak until the birth of his son. Why is that? Because Zacharias was old by this time, and they couldn't have kids. As soon as his service in the temple was completed, he returned to his house. Elizabeth soon conceived and hid herself 5 months. You see that? So they had sex. No angel went into Elizabeth. Now, how come you believe that an angel went into Mary? Pretty stupid, right? Okay. Soon conceived and hid herself 5 months. Now, here's the point. 5 months. Unsure how her pregnancy would be viewed because she was older. That's why. In the 6 months of Elizabeth's pregnancy, 6 months follow. Gabriel visited Mary, informed her, and behold, she will conceive in your womb and bring forth a son. And she'll call his name Jesus or Mashiach or Anointed. Technically, it was Emmanuel, but whatever. Now, check this out. 6 months later, she was visited by Mary. Gabriel visited Mary and informed her, and behold, you will conceive in your womb and bring forth a son. You see that? Behold, you will conceive in your womb. It didn't say, hey, let me lay with you. So what are we again? Like the sons of heaven came down and lay with the women? Remember, that's stupid. Anyhow, check this out. That's not my point. Soon thereafter, Mary visited her cousin Elizabeth and stayed with her until the latter 9th month, leaving just prior to John's birth. This means something close, right? Approximately 6 months after John. So, what is the information we have? Zacharias, a priest, performed his duties during the course of Abijah. After he returned home from Jerusalem, Elizabeth conceived. Mary conceived 6 months of Elizabeth's pregnancy. Mary conceived in the 6th month of Elizabeth's pregnancy, right? John was born approximately 6 months before the Mashiach. So now let's learn about this course of Abijah. To date this birth, we need a starting point. Fortunately, Luke supplies one mentioning the course of Abijah. It is possible to know if this course existed then, when it fell during the year, and how long it lasted. Is it possible? Indeed, it is. It says, 1 Chronicle 24 lists the courses, divisions, and shifts of the priesthood that served in the temple throughout the year. Verse 1 states, there are the divisions of the sons of Aaron. Among the sons of Eleazar were 16 heads of their father's heads, while among the sons of Ithamar were 8 additional heads of house, making 24 courses, okay? 24 courses. So let's continue. The course of priests were divided by lot to be official of the sanctuary and of the house of God. Verse 5. Beginning in Nisan, I'll just leave it at that for now. These courses rotated throughout the year, serving in the temple for 1 week apiece. You guys can look up the name Nisan and you'll find out what month this is. The course of Abijah, the course during which Zacharias was responsible to work, was the 8th shift. Josephus, in his first century Jewish historian, who was, by the way, of the priestly lineage of the course, Jehoiarib, the first course, supplies further information about the priest course. David, divided them also into courses. And when he had separated the priests from them, he found of these priests 24 courses, 16 of the house of Eleazar and 8 of the Ithamar. And he ordained that 1 course should be ministered to God during 8 days, from Sabbath to the following Sabbath. And thus we have the course distributed by the lot in the presence of David and Zadok and Abiathar, the high priest, and all. I'm just reading this, okay? So just follow me here. In all of the rulers, and that the course which came up first was written down as the first, and accordingly the second, and so on the 24th. And this partition had remained to this day. Check this out. These courses were strictly followed until the temple was destroyed. So that means during the time that John or the Mashiach were conceived through sex, by the way, they still had these courses, meaning these men had their responsibilities to do because of their lineage. It says, now I don't agree with this here, but I'm going to read it anyways because we don't need this. Matter of fact, I don't even want to read that because it doesn't even matter. John the Baptist was sent to prepare the way for the Messiah. Luke 3:1, Luke 1:13. The gospel accounts make it clear that he was born about half a year before the Messiah was born. From historical detail in Luke's account, especially as well as the accuracy of the 70 weeks prophecy, 70 weeks as determined, it is clear that the Messiah was born sometime in 4 BC. This means counting back the 9 months of gestation and 6-month difference in age, John must have been conceived in the first half of BC. This fact forces us to choose the first shift of the course of Abijah as the time when Gabriel visited Zacharias in the temple. In the year 5 BC, the first of the day of the first month, the month of Nisan, okay? The first month, meaning when? According to the Hebrew calendar, was Sabbath. According to the computer calculation synchronizing the Hebrew calendar and stylized Julian calendar, it was April 8th, projecting forward the assignment course by course and week by week, or course 1, the first week, course 2, the second week, and all courses for the Passover and Feast of Unleavened Bread, the third week, course 3, the fourth week, course 4, the fifth week, course 5, the sixth week, course 6, the seventh. Y'all understand what it goes through, okay? And then the 10th week, which was the week of Pentecost. Zacharias of the course of Abijah worked the 9th week in his assigned course. Okay? The 9th week. And the 10th week in the Pentecost course. And this period ran from Iyar 27 through Zivan 12, Hebrew calendar, or June 3 through June 17, Julian calendar. He probably returned home immediately after his shift were completed, and Elizabeth were most likely conceived in the following week period, June 18th through July 1 and 5. You follow? With this information, we can calculate Elizabeth's 6 months as December, during which Mary also conceived in December, family. Check this out. I'm sorry, no, I got it wrong. With this information, we can calculate Elizabeth's 6 months as 6 months as December, during which Mary also conceived in December. Luke 1:26. It is probable, because of the circumstances shown on Luke 1, that Mary conceived during the last 2 weeks of Elizabeth's 6 months. Thus, John was born in the spring of 4 BC, probably between 18 and 31 of March. By projecting forward another 6 months, the Mashiach's birth must be probably the most probable time for his birth occurred between September 16th and September 29th. Now, for me, when I saw this and I remember what the brother had posted, I said, you know what? This is interesting. This really caught my attention. For one, there's no way that the Messiah could be born in December, because he was born outside, remember? And also, for two, there was no immaculate conception. The same angel went to visit Zacharias, told him, hey, listen, she's going to conceive of you. The same angel went and told Mary, and then went to talk to Joseph. Same thing. So let me say this real quick. If they knew that, or at least they assumed the Messiah was not born in December, but in September, is that why she was celebrated in September before? Because she was celebrated in September before. I showed you guys. Watch this real quick.
Listen, there's a good chance somebody's trying to hack your website right now. The Annunciation explained in 4 minutes. On March 25th, 9 months before Christmas, every year the Annunciation to Mary is remembered as a solemnity or special feast day. It is on this day that Jesus became incarnate, flesh, in the womb of the Virgin Mary, after she consented. The Annunciation is also known as the Incarnation and Little Christmas. The feast of the conception of Jesus in Mary's womb is sometimes transferred to another day if it falls during the Easter, Triduum, Good Friday, Holy Saturday or Easter Sunday. The Annunciation is one of the most popular in Christian artwork, with the Priscilla Catacomb in Rome including the oldest known fresco of the Annunciation, dating to the 4th century. The Feast of the Annunciation is observed almost universally throughout Christianity, especially within Orthodoxy, Anglicanism, Catholicism, and Lutheranism. The Catechism, in Article 497, explains that the Gospel accounts understand the virginal conception of Jesus as a divine work that surpasses all human understanding and possibility. That which is conceived in her is of the Holy Spirit, said the angel to Joseph about Mary. The Church sees here the fulfillment of the divine promise of the Messiah, given to the Hebrew people, through the prophet Isaiah, "Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son." The fact of the Annunciation of the Blessed Virgin Mary is related in Luke chapter 1 verses 26 to 38. The evangelist tells us that in the 6th month after the conception of St. John the Baptist by Elizabeth, the angel Gabriel was sent from God to the Virgin Mary, at Nazareth, a small town in the mountains of Galilee. Mary was of the house of David, and was espoused, to be married, to Joseph, of the same royal family. She had, however, not yet entered the household of her spouse, but was still in her mother's house, working, perhaps, over her dowry. And the angel having taken the figure in the form of man, came into the house and said to her, "Hail, full of grace, to whom is given grace, favored one, the Lord is with thee." Mary having heard the greeting words did not speak. She was troubled in spirit, since she knew not the angel, nor the cause of his coming, nor the meaning of the salutation. And the angel continued and said, "Fear not, Mary, for thou hast found grace with God. Behold, thou shalt conceive in thy womb, and shalt bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Jesus."
So the Annunciation, as you can see, is this whole history. In case you guys don't know what this is, right? The Annunciation. The Annunciation. Now I want to show this to you. I think it's in here. My bad. I am looking for. Here, I think I know what I'm not. Okay, I think I know what I'm talking about. Okay, hold on. Okay, here it goes right here. So my question was one of these things here. If he was born in September, let's see, when was December? September. Watch this. Okay. There was a time where not Immaculate Conception. This date of Guadalupe. Okay. You guys need to know this. The date of Guadalupe used to be in September. Okay. It used to be in September. I showed you the book where they wanted to separate this Virgin Mary from Fatima because Fatima is celebrated in September. Fatima celebrated in September. Fatima in the month of September. You see? Fatima in the month of September. So now, do you guys start understanding some kind of clarity here? Why do they celebrate Fatima in the month of September? Because maybe they assume or understood that that was around the time where he was born, maybe in the historically. But now, all of a sudden, we're celebrating December. Has anybody ever explained why September? Because the children have been growing spiritually? No, you see, you got to understand these things. Like, why months are important to these people, family. If you're not aware, you're going to fall into these traps. Look, and this is why I tell you,
Hi.
the Ouija board is no joke. So if you guys are dealing with those things, and I know now some of you are probably close to or have dealt with La Virgen de la Muerte, you know, check this out. They're gonna. I think she was like a devil worshiper. I won't take long on this one. I just want to show you this.
We are talking about Ouija boards and talking boards, as some refer to them. You are an ex-psychic. You spent years in the occult, and now you're a believer. You're a Christian who shares your testimony. Now, I don't want to name this particular product. There is a product being sold. It is being sold as a connective spirit board, again, Ouija board essentially, that will connect Christians allegedly to, the Holy Spirit. And
it's craziness, family.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
They're selling this so-called Ouija, not a Ouija board, but a connection of a Ouija board that now supposedly it'll help you connect to the Holy Ghost.
Board essentially that will connect Christians allegedly to, the Holy Spirit. And this has been created, it appears, allegedly, to mock people as sort of a joke, it looks like when you look at the video promoting it. But let's talk about what your initial reaction was to this, because it's made headlines over the past few months.
When it was brought to my attention, I was brokenhearted, of course, and really I felt I immediately needed to sound the alarm on the actual danger of this product, because although it's marketed as a joke and a game, just like the Ouija board is, the regular Ouija board, it's not at all a game or a joke or anything like that. It's demonic, and people need to know the truth about it.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at this particular product, and they're selling it, right? So it's out there. They make this video, this company, they're selling the product, and people are buying it. When you look at the reviews, there are people buying it, and to your point, what you just said, it's so important, because some people are saying, "Oh, I collect spirit boards," which is disturbing, or they're saying things like, "Oh, this is just so funny and comical," or they're cracking jokes about it. The Ouija board itself has a very deep, dark history. Can you explain to people, because there may be people out there who don't understand or don't know a lot about it? As Christians, we are told to stay away from these things. What is a spirit board? What is the Ouija board, and how do people use it?
Sure. So a Ouija board or a spirit board is a tool of divination, which is a way to access information supernaturally outside of God's will, outside of God's boundaries. He's super clear in his word, never to, if you will, play with or tinker with or get involved with anything that is divination. So those boards in particular are automatic lighting. So what's happening is when you're putting your hand over the planchette or what have you, you're actually invoking demons. That's what you're doing, because you are looking for something. You may think you're kidding around or it's a joke. You're asking questions. You're looking for information. And because it's demonic, the demons will show up and start demonic energy entities will be there and start moving things around and providing some information.
So that's what we're up against now. Yeah, exactly. Exactly why I'm showing y'all this. Family, if you are not... Here, let me see if this one... If you are not aware of these particular things, man, you're falling into this idolatry, and you're giving your children over to this. Why do you think? Look, let's be frank here. It's easy to assume that Mashiach died for your sins, because that way then you can say he did the laws are done away with, which is why people say, "Oh, he sprinkled me with his blood." No, he didn't do that. Let me show you something. Somebody posted something that I like a lot. Matter of fact, I don't want to get off topic, but I think I want to show it, because this, and it's in Spanish. I think it's a good example. I'm not saying he's right to the T, but there's certain things that is true. Remember, take what has been given. It says here, okay? Because he makes some good points. not going to call him Jesus, okay? Analizamos el tema de el Mesías y no murió por tus pecados. Ese pensamiento es muy cómodo y no muy inteligente, pues te libera de toda la responsabilidad, de todos los errores que cometes, y eso, querido hermano, es un absurdo. For example, the laws are done away with. I'm saved by the blood of Jesus. Well, Jesus came and died for me and got rid of the laws. So, again, I'm not really responsible. Because Paul said, I got this sinful spirit, sinful flesh, and, it's just the way it is. So God understands, and he knows how difficult it is. Which is why he sent his son, because he loves us very much. No, it's not true. A él lo mataron por libre, por pecador, o por predicar con el amor, por dar uso del poder de su mente, por decir lo que pensaba, porque manifestaba las cosas, porque curaba, porque insistía en respetar a la mujer, I don't know about all that, en cuidar la naturaleza y por ser un revolucionario. Afirmaba que la casa de Dios está en todas partes, que el amor y el respeto al prójimo como ti mismo es lo principal, which is, yes, love the Father and love your brethren, right? Un hombre consciente muy adelante de su tiempo, very true. Pensaron que todo se acabaría con su muerte, pero no imaginaron el alcance de su mensaje. Y fue así como al día de hoy nos manipulan, culpándonos de su muerte y diciendo que fue un sacrificio por nosotros, utilizando su imagen destrozada para crear miedo, culpa, dolor y sufrimiento y confusión. Then he says, interesting, man, hold on. Then he says, is this it? Here it goes there. A Jesús lo mataron porque le tenían miedo, como a toda la gente grande, maestros y defensores de la tierra que han muerto. Porque la oscuridad le teme a la verdad y el amor. Cuando él vino fue un revolucionario que pensaba diferente al resto. No obedecía al sistema, desafió el sistema de la época y las leyes mosaicas. Expuso que la iglesia era una garita de ladrones, que los dirigentes políticos y eclesiásticos, sacerdotes, escribas y fariseos en aquella época eran insensatos y guías ciegos. Enseñó que el poder de la fe era interior. I've been saying that. Que el reino de Dios está dentro y que todo lo que Él hace, nosotros lo podíamos hacer también. Very, very true. Very, very true. La misma élite esclavizante lo crucificó, lo convirtió en un dios y cabeza de una iglesia 300 años después por los mismos intereses de demonio y manipulación. Tergiversaron su mensaje a conveniencia del poder político y religioso. We just read Nimrod. Nimrod is a political and religious system. Y religioso de siempre y hasta nuestros días. Él sabía que eso pasaría, por eso enseñó, busca la verdad y la verdad os hará libres, mas no siervos. Which is true, family. But by you saying the Immaculate Conception, he was born from an angel, and he came to do the way with the laws, you will never understand the true message. Never. You're always going to fall into idolatry. You're always going to believe this system that was meant to destroy you. Because there's nothing good in this system. Let me see how much time we got, because we're almost done. There's nothing good in this system. Yeah, we got a few minutes. I'm going to show this to you. This brother said, okay? Hold on.
Va a desaparecer y en otra época lo van
Give me
a
a
ver.
second. Let me see if I can get this note here real quick. Give me a second, family. Let me open this up real quick. Hold on, okay. Hold on, is this here? I reserved this video for a reason, and wanted to see if I could put it for y'all. He said something really important. Hold on a second here. Let me see if I can go back.
Como el primer planeta. No se puede, no se ve. Arquitectónicamente, los abogados no estudian el derecho consuetudinario, los médicos no estudian. Arquitectónicamente solo pueden, va a quedar claro. Llamaron cielos. Está la tierra aquella grande y los que lo han visto. ¿Alguien identifica? Ahora algunos de ustedes. Sí, para los mexicanos. El verbo brillar en estos 4 primeros niveles papales de 1400, el primer ayuntamiento poderoso en México.
Thought I had to say it.
Que dicen que nomás hacían guerra, matemática, con el código binario, posicionajes, manejaban.
I can't find it. It's cool. It's cool. I'll move on. No big deal. There was a video that I wanted to show you. He says that there's 2 things that these priests, when these priests came, the Spaniard priests, right? You guys can look it up. When these Spanish priests came, yeah, I'll show you this link here. Look up this video. And he says that when the Spanish priests came, that they had this reverence of our priests, because they said that they were more godly than them. For our priests, all they did was focus on the love of the Most High and love for our brethren. Which is why I want you to see this video here. Take your time because it's long, but he says it. And at the same time, you got this raza in here like, los españoles no eran salvajes. So he says that before, I think, let me see. I got to show you.
Épocas en el año. Y no traía un planeta bien brillante que a lo mejor han visto.
Hold on.
Va a desaparecer y en otra época lo van a ver como el primer lucero de la mañana.
Check this out.
¿Alguien identifica de qué planeta hablo? ¿Estudian su tierra? Resulta que los arquitectos no estudian la arquitectura mexicana y no sabían dividir, porque usaban guerra, mataban gente, les abrían el pecho, les sacaban el corazón y se lo comían. Hay una película estúpida que estuvo en boga, se llamó Apocalipto, que es peor la situación. Y luego los mexicanos no nos preocupamos por leer mucho nuestra historia.
Exacto.
Basamos el conocimiento en programas tontitos de la televisión.
Que sacan dinero.
Digo, no es pedada para nadie, pero esas moconovelas son...
Cara novelas.
Es todo lo contrario, debo advertir. Un adelanto social y científico. Las culturas mexicanas en su tiempo rebasaron a todos sus contemporáneos. Y les voy a dar un ejemplo. Cuando los españoles llegaron por primera vez a México, no sabían multiplicar y no sabían dividir, porque usaban la numeración romana, suma y resta, pero sin división ni multiplicación. Aquí descubrieron una fórmula increíble, matemática, se conoce como 20º trecenal. ¿La han escuchado?
Sí.
Para que me entiendan, es el código binario que se usa en las computadoras. Es una fórmula mexicana, el valor posicional del cero, para hacer cifras aritméticas infinitesimales. Bueno, esos salvajes manejaban esta fórmula de memoria.
No eran salvajes.
¿Vieron? No eran salvajes. Otro pinche indio. No eran salvajes.
Vencer el guerrero.
Cállate. Cállense.
De sí mismo. Quien vencía a su interno entraba a la enseñanza.
Listen to what he says here, okay? Listen to what he says.
Un fraile dominico de nombre Diego Durán escribió que para ingresar a la élite militar de los guerreros del sol, los de ánimo invencible deberían tener una virtud. ¿Cuál? Vencer el enemigo más poderoso. Y vencer el enemigo más poderoso en mexicano se dice Nekov Yaos. Y eso significa vencer el guerrero de sí mismo. Quien vencía a su interno entraba a la enseñanza de los guerreros del sol. Por eso Fray Bernardino de Sahagún, que fue un fraile franciscano, escribió que para ser gobernante, juez o guerrero, el personaje debería ser sabio, prudente, amoroso, animoso, osado, valiente y humilde. Y el jesuita José de Acosta escribió, estos guerreros mexicanos tenían más calidad de santos que nosotros como frailes, porque su actividad se consagraba a Dios y al prójimo.
Right there. That's what it was right there. So these friars, look, listen to this, okay? Watch this. This is a commandment, okay? This is, first of all, this is a commandment right here. Commandment right here. Hold on. Okay, watch this, watch this, watch this. Let me show you this. It's in, where is it? Right here, right here. I'm going to show you. Hold on. Let's see. See if I can find it. Here goes right here. Galatians 5:14 says, for all the law is fulfilled in one word, even this one. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Okay? And what else did he say? What else did he ask of us? Matthew 12:30, it says, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind, and with all thy strength. And this is the first commandment. And the second is like, namely this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. And there is none other commandment greater than thee. So why am I reading this? Because look, even us, we had this spiritually in us since the beginning time, fam. Get away from these paganist ways. These are not for us. They're only here to destroy you. Listen to this again.
Y van a ver por qué. Obviamente, como ahora un fraile dominico de nombre Diego Durán escribió que para ingresar a la élite militar de los guerreros del sol, los de ánimo invencible deberían tener una virtud. ¿Cuál? Vencer el enemigo más poderoso. Y vencer el enemigo más poderoso en mexicano se dice Nekov Yaos. Y eso significa vencer el guerrero de sí mismo. Quien vencía su interno entraba a la enseñanza de los guerreros del sol. Por eso Fray Bernardino de Sagún, que fue un fraile franciscano, escribió que para ser gobernante, juez o guerrero, el personaje debería ser sabio, prudente, amoroso, animoso, osado, valiente y humilde. Y el jesuita José de Acosta escribió, estos guerreros mexicanos tenían más calidad de santos que nosotros como frailes, porque su actividad se consagraba a Dios y al prójimo.
Porque su actividad se consagraba a Dios y al prójimo. That's all I could tell you, fam. And then this is why we do what we do, and we do our best. It's in their DNA. That's why those Edomites brute love eating half-cooked meat. Yeah, no joke, bro. No joke, bro. Shalom, sis. So, anyways, family, this is what I got right now. Okay, so I'm gonna continue with this class tomorrow because, like I said, there's a lot. There's so much to chew on, man. I still have like a lot more to show. I'm not done. I do want to end it with this, and this is because, well, two reasons. For one, I really prayed on this family, and I have started a fundraiser, and I've spoken to some brothers that they never asked, but that are going through some difficulties, not because of the holidays, some because of medical issues, some because they just don't have work. So we're gonna see if maybe we could pitch in some little bits here this month, and I'll make sure that some of these brothers get some help. I will obviously be as much useful with whatever we receive as sincere and honest as possible. And maybe there's some of these brothers and family can post on their own, and maybe they could testify with whatever it is. I don't know. It's up to them. But just to let you guys know that if you're willing to, by all means, please. If not, don't sweat. But it seems like anyways, I just want to be able to help as much as I can. Okay. So anyhow, so you guys take care. Shalom. Saludos. Hasta luego, man. See you guys tomorrow. Remember, we got a couple more things to consider. Also this, okay? This came up yesterday. And my condolences to you, brothers and sisters, that suffering of alcoholism. I know how hard it is. Trust me, I know. Okay. And my prayers go out to any family member that has suffered this way. But I tell you, family, why are you celebrating so-called Christmas? What is there to celebrate? Native Americans victimized by massive insurance scheme in Arizona. These people, our gente, who's trying to get sober, are being taken advantage of. Schemes, and you're gonna find out who's doing it. So now I'm telling you, family man, you got to open your eyes. Open your eyes. All right. All right. You guys have a good night, man. Shalom.
We're back now with our NBC News investigation into a scheme at so-called sober homes targeting Arizona's vulnerable tribal members battling substance abuse. As Liz Kreutz reports, instead of getting help, officials say many wound up dead or missing.
On the Navajo Reservation in northeast Arizona,
this here is the Navajo Nation missing persons list.
Sergeant Roland Dash says his people are being preyed upon.
These are vulnerable people.
Dash says he's identified more than 120 people who have gone missing. Their families say one day loved ones were here, the next driven away in unmarked cars or white vans like these. According to state officials, tribal members battling substance abuse have been the target of a nearly $1 billion Medicaid scam.
He never came back.
A woman named Jenny, who told us her son, who struggles with alcohol addiction, is one of them.
I don't know where he is. There's times I can't sleep. There's times I can't eat.
Officials say Native Americans from several states, including Arizona, South Dakota, Montana, and Alaska, have been lured from their reservations and then taken to sobriety homes hundreds of miles away in Phoenix and other major Arizona cities with the assurance of addiction treatment. But an NBC News investigation found that in many cases, the patients never receive that treatment.
We don't have many options.
Raquel Moody, a recovering alcoholic, says over the course of 6 months, she was shuffled between 10 homes. She says she was moved every time she questioned the quality of care.
And all the clients, they all started drinking.
Open alcohol.
Yeah,
bottles.
I found these in the trash can.
Officials and sources pointed us to one community with multiple sober homes where we were shown these photos of patients passed out around the neighborhood. We also found patients aimlessly wandering the streets, like this Apache man who told us he had just left a sober home in Mesa, Arizona, 100 miles from where he was picked up.
I want to go home.
All this while state officials allege the providers of these homes made millions off fraudulent Medicaid claims, billing for services not given, as well as for people who were in prison or had even died. So far, Arizona's Attorney General has issued 60 indictments, including 10 just this week, and seized $95 million from fraudulent providers, including luxury cars, mansions, and stacks of cash.
Certainly will be one of the worst frauds in the history of Arizona and one of the biggest scandals we've ever seen.
Law enforcement sources tell NBC News there is clear evidence the scheme is part of structured organized crime operated in part by people from several Central African countries. They say the scammers took advantage of the state's Medicaid plan for Native Americans, which allows providers to bill the state directly for claims without third-party review.
Where is the oversight?
The oversight sits with us.
Carmen Heredia currently oversees Access, the state agency responsible for approving Medicaid claims for Native Americans. She was appointed after the fraud began.
People from indigenous nations from here in Arizona to Montana have told us the state's not doing enough, that this is still happening, that people are still missing, and worse, in some cases, their relatives have died. What can you tell these families?
It's so heartbreaking. I think that something I'm very sorry for is that they were coming forward 2 years ago saying something is fishy, something is happening.
2 years ago. Do you know how hard it is to get sober? Do you know how hard it is to get sober on your own? What these guys were doing is they were actually getting them in the sobriety homes, collecting funds, but not having anybody watch over them or getting in treatment, just like another place to live. Your alcoholic mind will just say, F it, I'm out of here, bro. That's why you found a lot of them drinking in the streets and all that. And listen, family, I was one of them. Believe it or not, the scriptures that we belong to are beautiful. You just have to now have that faith in the word. In the word. Faith in the word, family. All right. So anyhow, let me finish this.
And they weren't listened to.
Heredia says the agency is staffing up and cracking down. They've already suspended more than 300 potentially fraudulent providers. But Raquel says the damage has already been done.
Every day it's somebody new that's missing from the res. And they were all brought out here for rehab. And now they're all on the streets.
With perpetrators
brought out here from the res.
But Raquel says the damage has already been done.
Every day it's somebody new that's missing from the res.
More than 300 potentially fraudulent providers.
300. You guys are celebrating Christmas, Thanksgiving? You think you're 4th of July? God bless America, huh? So much for the so-called people of this land. Oh, but you still want to build walls. And then passed Eisenhower laws, which are called Operation Wetback. Another broken dream. Nimrod, we're at it again. The economic system and the religious paganism is what America has created, which is why we know you are Babylon. And why we know that, well, I'll touch it tomorrow. Continue. Have a good night, family.
But Raquel says the damage has already been done.
Every day it's somebody new that's missing from the res. And they were all brought out here for rehab. And now they're all on the streets.
With perpetrators gaming the system, taxpayers footing the bill, and Native Americans paying the price.
And we've learned the FBI is now involved. Lester, we're going to continue to investigate this story as we understand that even more indictments are expected in the coming months.
All right, Liz, thanks very much. Thanks for watching. Stay updated.
Yeah, man, real bomba clock and I set the volume 8. This is the music from the my niggas. Yeah, man. Oh, ribby damn, ribby damn. Hey, la 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 la. You man a tribute from Black Hood Ray. Hey, hey, hey. Broken microphone, mystic lover sound, a dream of soul. Will my head alone, living in Zion, but Babylon. Broken microphone, mystic lover sound, a dream of soul. Will my head alone, living in Zion, but Babylon. Por soñar soñé que todo cambiaría, por pensar pensé, luchar a sangre fría sin perder la fe, viviendo el día a día, más con sentimiento que marcó mi sinfonía. Darle pan al que no puede comer, darle bendición al que sepa renacer. 3000 errores solemos cometer, pero solo un gran hombre lo sabrá reconocer. Y me di cuenta hoy de tantas cosas, algunas crudas, otras bastante hermosas. Solo más sabios, personas poderosas, no aquellos bastardos que destrozan nuestras prosas. Es la perdición, mala situación de manchar tu corazón por tu mala acción. Dame una razón para darte mi perdón. Siento que tu alma se consume como el humo de este blon. Derramo poesía, arte mensajero que reclamo cada día. Pretendo ser sincero, más comparto mi alegría con todo caballero que mantenga la presión cuando andamos bajo cero. Sentimientos perdidos con calma, malos actos mancharon tu alma. No pide perdón quien dispara el arma, no sabe que un ladrón se bate con el karma. Broken microphone, mystic lover sound, a dream of soul. Real my head alone, living in Zion, but Babylon. Broken microphone, mystic lover sound, a dream of soul. Real my head alone, living in Zion, but Babylon. Wanna ganja respect from Volumen 8. My niggas on Volumen 8, this is CIELOS Studio respect. Alright, alright, alright. Bad boy kills, criminal of sound and rich. Money is a gun for me. Respect the nation. Belong the time like this. Bad boy kills, criminal of sound and rich. Money is a gun for me. Respect the nation. Babylon, a time like this. Bad boy killers, criminal of town and rich. Money's a gun for me. Respect the nation. Oh, la 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 la. When I can just walk in front of the studio of the on. And when I can just your nigga on the floor. When I live a sound. Oh them, ah. Bye bye rhythm, bye bye sound in yeah, man. Oh, respect and love from the world, nigga. Show them. You nigga on a microphone. Can't I sit in number 15? Rock you in the studio. Bomba clap. ¿De qué manera sufre el alma cuando alguien se va? No hay medicina que cure esa larga enfermedad. La vitamina de la vida en esta sociedad es tan divina que por nombre tiene libertad. Libérate de la mentira que está por llegar. Mide tu orgullo antes de empezar a hablar. Cierra la puerta a quien no merezca entrar, porque hay mucho que se fue y sueña con regresar. Hablemos en silencio y así no me mentirás. El poder de la palabra muere cuando hablan de más. No me fío de oraciones que se dicen por detrás. Si me miras a los ojos no te mentiré jamás. Que besar por besar es jugar por jugar. Y vivir sin amor es vivir sin amar. Solo queda la fe, solo queda soñar. Ponte de pie, ready para luchar. Some love, I can just smoke and there are some love them. I can just smoke and there are some love. I remember no fire, no burn. Ribby day. Cali with a farmer soul, yeah. ¿De cuánto tiempo hablamos cuando hablamos de querer? Si la mitad lo malgastamos solo en comprender. ¿De qué manera es más fácil aprender? Que nacemos para ganar y morimos al perder. No puedo dejar de animarte, que cuando te caigas debes levantarte. Llegué para contarte que no todo artista muere por su arte. Traigo el honor de un humano con valor que utiliza poesía para respirar mejor. Escribo prosa para vengar al amor y recuerda aquella rosa que tiraron al contenedor. ¿Dónde se quedó el amor? Hey, I no voy a sitio no microphone forever never. Tell me, roll some love. I can just smoke and the light. Some love them. I Rastafari my life. Some love. I remember no fire, no burn. Ribby day. I live with a farmer soul, yeah. Reggae man a farmer warrior day. Not a really thing. Oh, yeah, man. Y se piensa que la música es un juego, lo lleva claro, hermano. Desde España, internacional, bomba, claque, un lego. Not so really easy. No. Pure nigga on a microphone. Hey, tell us what? Tell us anything. Tell if I'm a Rasta feeling on my sin. Hey, more love.
Ical, hijo, abre los ojos. Tu cuerpo se queda con nosotros, pero tu espíritu debe seguir. Busca la luz. Aléjate de las sombras. Deja que nuestro dolor sea tu fuerza. Desde aquí iluminamos tu camino. Lucha como nosotros ante esta pena tan grande. Yo soy tú. Tú eres yo. La muerte que hoy nos separa, mañana volverá a unirnos. Eres libre, hijo.